Hey, I'm live. I'm live. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube. I'm saying goodbye to Facebook. Yes, I am. And I am taking YouTube. Woo takes YouTube. So, hello, everyone in YouTube world. I am Minister LaShawn Michael, and this is the whew, talk show. And the Woo show is this is not the Woo talk show. I'm sorry. I gotta get used to my new. This is the Woo show. Just woo, right? Because I am a woman helping empower winners. And I believe that each and every one of us have a seed of greatness inside of us. I believe that our gifts can make room for us. I believe that we were not meant to just work a 9 to 5 to build somebody else's dream. I believe that God put a seed inside of us that can create our dreams and that our lives can be better than our dreams ever were. And I believe that we can cultivate that seed and we can discover our purpose and transform that purpose and that gift into a form of income and actually wealth. Let me just stop with the form of income and just bring it on out to create wealth because that's the kind of God we serve. And with the right mindset, we can change the trajectory of our lives with the right mindset and the right resources and the right environment and the right vehicle. And I promise you, I got all of them combined in one. And I am so excited about it. So now, this podcast, which started on, you know what? I might not even get into the lesson today. This is just an introductory. Okay. I'm hearing you, Holy Spirit. Let me close. I ain't going to close the book because I think I'm going to talk about what's coming up. But I'm not going to go into any lessons today. Um, I'm going to talk about how I got here. Okay. And I'm going to build from there. And I'm going to continue to push and push and push. And I hope that somebody will find this video today and that you will be starting with me on my journey. This is day one for me. I'm on YouTube. I don't have any followers on this platform. I'm on actually a free platform plan with my streaming. So I'm doing this all from scratch, all organically, and I am going to show you what God can and will do if you follow his lead. I don't care what they're doing to the left. I don't care what they're doing to the right. I don't care what mainstream saying how everybody doing everything. No, I'm telling you right now that if you follow what God tell you to do, you cannot go wrong and you cannot fail, and he will always cause you to triumph. So I'm excited because the Woo Show, which has transformed from the Woo Talk Show, the Woo Talk Show actually was birthed out of the Woo Show. So I'm starting here and I'm gonna walk you backwards. Okay, so I'm here and I'm going into a whole new realm with a new partner, which is my girl Shay Money, and y'all will meet her. We're gonna do this build him up thing. We're gonna do this podcast thing. I don't even know. We might change the name. We get ready to come together and just do something new with both of us coming together and putting our ideas together and bringing, birthing out what God has for us, because He's got an assignment for us, and we get ready to carry it out. And so I love you, sis, if you tune in. And so I'm here now. And so what I'm getting ready to embark on is coming from 4 years where I started the Woo Talk Show in December of 2020, December 1st. I started Woo, Women Helping Empower Women, with a partner in 2018. The partner resolved, what should I say? Dissolved and removed, detached, should I say, herself from Woo, just because she was on a different path. She was really focused on fitness, and she definitely found her calling. Fitness is her thing, and so she went that route. And I stuck with Woo because Woo was really my passion. I really had a passion for wanting to help empower women. And that's where Woo came from, which is Woo, right? So women helping empower women. So in the beginning in 2018, we started having seminars, workshops. We were empowering women, helping them to achieve a new mindset just by pouring into them, and letting them know exactly who they are and whose they are, with all type of different affirmations. We had different worksheets. We had different speakers, and it was really amazing. And we were really positively impacting women's lives. And we were doing that. And then when the pandemic hit, and we even did workshops too. And when the pandemic hit, because I had always had a niche in administrative field. And so I have been helping people to start their businesses, their LLCs, getting their EIN numbers online, and naming their business, all of that. I was already doing this, right? And then I actually started doing that from working for a gentleman back in 2002. Okay, so I'm really walking backwards. And so from working from that gentleman, I learned so much about starting up businesses and starting up parent companies and putting DBAs under the parent companies. And I learned all of that, 501c3s, all of that. So I'm like, okay. And didn't know then really what God was doing, showing me all this business stuff, right? And so then moving on from that venture, I ended up moving into, because I was always in the space of independent contractor, or, like not the employee type of thing. I was always in that space. So after moving from that space, I ended up going into where I was working temporary job or whatever. And then, but dipping, dabbing back, going back doing that job because I ended up becoming an auctioneer, which I'm still an auctioneer today, 25, 35 sold. Okay. And so I ended up doing that. And so I ended up um, just getting so many different skills and knowledge and information, right? And wisdom. And it was polishing my business skills. It was polishing my communication and speaking skills. And I didn't even realize it. And so just saying that to say, that ended up pushing me up to um, where I ended up getting a job. I left that job um, for the independent business owner from 2002 to 2008. I worked that job. In 2007, while I was at that job back and forth, I was doing the jobs working at the plants for the temporary companies. And then from 2008, I stopped doing the first job, where I was learning all the business skills and incorporating all of the different businesses for this owner. And then I went on from 2008 to 2010. Well, no, 2007, I had actually started dipping and dabbing in the other job back and forth. So I ended up staying with that job when I left that one in 2008. And then I worked that one from 2008 on through to 2010. 2010, I left that job. And then I ended up getting a job as another independent business owner or contractor, um, for a paralegal who worked downtown in the Penobscot building. And that's when I started working friend of the court. That's when I started meeting all the different judges and clerks and all of my peeps, right? And then I did that for him from 2010 to 2013 or 14. And then he ended up letting me go, y'all. And it was really because we just kind of wasn't seeing eye to eye on a certain situation. That's all it really was. But he ended up letting me go. And his reasoning was that we had just both grown. And I knew that something wasn't right about that. But however, I left humbly, it was no bad blood or nothing like that. About a year, maybe he called me back and had said that he had multiple professional office administrative uh, candidates that he had hired. They had came in, done, their jobs or whatever, but they didn't fit, or whatever it was. I still really don't know. But he said, even people who had bachelors, now listen, I don't have a degree. I do not have a degree. I have just worked it, taught myself, self-learning. I don't know, God, I'm trying to tell you, God. And I don't have a degree. And I taught myself how to write my first fax. I taught myself how to do my first Word document. I taught myself how to do the letter, because everything was always kind of templated. So I just would go in with the template, and, it was kind of really, for me, plug and play. But it's not like that for everybody. And that's why I know it's a gift. And so I ended up leaving that job in 2015, because he called me back and I went back, but I only stayed like about a year or something. I didn't stay that long. So I ended up leaving that job ultimately in 2015. So I worked, I think, from 2010 to 2013, and then from 2014 to 2015. Yeah. So I don't think it was a whole year maybe that went by. And so I left there in 2010. In 2015. And then in 2016, it was that 2015 or 16. I ended up working, because I think I was just doing some odd jobs. I got hired with the Census Bureau. That's what happened. I ended up getting a gig with the Census Bureau. And then I ended up getting hired at CVS. Then CVS ended up, not CVS, Walgreens. I ended up working at Walgreens. And then from Walgreens, I ended up getting pulled into the pharmacy, which they said that, nobody's never passed this on the first time, this and that. And first of all, it had never been done where somebody who start at Walgreens work less than 30 days and get pulled into the pharmacy. That never happened. That's what they told me. So that was God. Then when they pulled me into the pharmacy, after I was in there just helping, because, it's just that if there was a busy day, people called off and they needed the help back there. And in order for me to be able to help back there, I had to have a pharmacy type of license. So he told me, go ahead and get the temporary one. I'll pay for it. And if you want to pursue to get the real one, you can. And I did. And I passed on the first time. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay. And then from there, I ended up getting promoted as far as getting advancement, going to clinical pharmacy for an insurance company. And I ended up leaving Walgreens about a year later. And then 2018, that is when I ended up discovering Woo with my partner. After that, we did a couple of seminars and workshops and things, but she was steady. She'll be like one of my workshops, she couldn't come because she was doing her fitness, right? And so that had always been her niche, but it didn't take off like that. And bless her, my girl Julia, I love you, sis, if you ever see this too. She moved on and did that and thrived, and I moved on and did this. And I'm gonna tell you what God did for me. The Woo Talk Show, I was literally able to celebrate and positively impact the lives of people. Celebrate people for positively impacting the lives of other people. And I was able to do that. When the pandemic hit, I said, Lord, what am I gonna do with Woo? How am I gonna still reach my people? We ain't going nowhere. It ain't no more seminars. It ain't no more workshops. What to do? And I had already created a page, Woo, but I really wasn't doing nothing on it, And I started putting more of a presence in. He was like, he said, make a group. And so I was like, oh, I already got a group. And God told me to form a group called Woo. And I was like, oh, I got a page. Well, I thought it was a group, but it was a page. And I said, oh, this is not a group, this is a page. I said, well, I don't want to really make nothing separate. So I went and started, just doing some little investigation on the page. And I saw a feature that said, create group from this page. I said, that's it. And I did. And he told me to start celebrating winners. I said, Lord, he said, start celebrating men. I said, Lord, how am I going to do that and keep the woo? Women helping empower women. I said, God, that's woo. He said, winners. I said, you are just brilliant. God is amazing. All you got to do is just ask him. Just ask him. Just include him in the journey. Just include him in the journey, and you'll be amazed at what he will do to help you and save you. And so I said, okay, thank you, God. And so I did the Woo Show from December 1st, 2020, because that was in November of 2020 when he told me that. December 1st, 2020, happened to be on a Tuesday. I did the Woo Show at 12 noon. It's been on and popping every Tuesday since. And now the Woo Talk Show has retired. And we're going to continue with the Woo Show, but Woo Show is going to consist of many facets, one being build him up, which you will be seeing me every Monday through Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Sundays, every Monday through Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Sundays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 6 days a week, 6:30, one day, 5:30. I will see you all back tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. on Build Him Up. Build Him Up takes YouTube. Watch my smoke. Me and God about to do this. Peace.